Hey everybody, it's Bill Allan, and I have been putting off this video for a while because I am emotionally wrecked. I discovered Tricky Troy as a fan of my channel. My channel is all about role-playing games, and I'm a high school teacher and I teach film and video, but I also run the D&D club, and I have a show called D&D with high school students. Tricky Troy appeared as a fan, and he, right off the bat, was always sharing his creative ideas with me. He reached out to me and immediately was like, what do you guys need to get the D&D club going at the high school? What do the kids need? And at the time, I didn't have a Patreon yet. I didn't have any of this stuff yet. This was just like a thing that I was doing on the side, and it was just for fun. But here's this guy who I didn't know, out of the blue, who just decided, out of the pureness of his heart and his own generosity, to help out this teacher and these kids. He believed in me and us when I didn't even believe in me and us. I mean, like, that's how early on Tricky Troy got involved. He was one of the first. He was an OG on the channel. Months went by, shows went by. Tricky Troy would send us things. Little presents, little fun gifts, you know, things that would enhance the experience. And there, over the last few years, there have been so many things that he sent that I can't even list them off. But there are videos on the channel if you ever want to go hunt them down. But there would be things that would just bring coolness to the environment, you know, whether it was decorations to put in the studio to give us a sense of ambiance, or props that he would send us to use in the games to enhance the experience of the role-playing games and the theater of the mind. Or inside jokes. Tricky Troy caught on to the fact that Carafa and I, my assistant David, would drink Coke Zero. So one day we got a box, and it was like this little mini fridge. It was Coke Zero branded mini fridge that you could plug in. Just crazy little things. And then one day, I got a message. Troy and I used to correspond mostly over Instagram. And I got a message, and it was like, hey, dude, I'm going to be in Chicago. I have this training thing, and I'm going to be in Chicago for a little while. And I was like, dude, you have to come to the studio. You got to come visit. So we corresponded, we worked it out, and then the big day came. And I met Troy at the front of the building, brought him down. And that day, Troy just hung out at the studio, right where we are. He sat right here with me. I gave him a whole tour. The only thing that I wish I made him do was take a picture with me. But he didn't. Because, well, I guess if you know Troy, you know that he was kind of a private guy. And he never really, you know, put himself out there on Facebook or other things in terms of like his picture and what he looked like. But he was here. He was here at the studio. He got to meet some of the kids that were on the shows, and we hung out, and it was awesome. And Troy was exactly the kind of guy who I kind of figured he would be. You know, he's kind of chill, he's kind of soft-spoken, but underneath that kind of reserved side, you could see where he's got this sense of humor. And he really was Tricky Troy. And he would come up with fun things, and he would send us things. And he was a crucial part of our community. So a couple months ago, when he sent me a message on Instagram saying that he had COVID, I was scared. I was scared for him. And right away he said, it's a mild case, nothing to worry about, I'm being monitored, you know, so I felt a little relieved. And that was January, you know, and we were back and forth, and I remember he sent me a message that was like, hey, I'm, you know, only one more week. I was like, how you doing? He's like, only one more week of quarantine, then I'm done. I was like, awesome, you know. And he was asking me about the new shows that were coming out on the channel. You know, so it was like everything was okay, you know. And then he sent me a message that was like, had a relapse fever, but it's weird because it's not in my chest. It must just be my sinuses. And he was like, it's gonna be fine. And then I didn't hear from him a little while, so I sent him a message and I was like, hey bro, are you okay? And I didn't hear back from him. Now I will say that week was busy, and here's why. Because my son's birthday was on February 15th. And that's the day that Troy died. So, you know, I was a little busy that week. I didn't really follow up. But later that week, I started seeing people posting like, rest in peace, Tricky Troy, rest in peace, Tricky Troy. And I didn't want to believe it. I was like, why are they posting that? But I started reaching out to people, and I discovered that, you know, he had passed. And I'm grateful that his sister Wendy responded to me and invited me to be part of this. And I came to learn through everybody sharing just how special Troy was, that he was a huge supporter of other channels, and I think a lot of people are grieving at the loss of this guy. And if you never met him in person and you only knew him from being online, then trust me, you knew him, because even just from that, you could tell the goodness in that man's heart and his generosity. He served his country, and he never really asked for anything in return other than just to be a part of it. And he was a crucial part of it. And so I'm gonna miss him. All of us are gonna miss him. Everybody on my channel, everybody from the Patreon community, we will miss you, Tricky Troy. And thank you for all of the times that you thought about other people, you cared for other people, and you gave to other people.